All right, today we are going to look into what are the qualities of the good friend. And I'm sure in the previous 6 sessions, we've also, many of my friends, we have covered different aspects of good friendship. Not just good friendship, also, enemies disguised as friends as well. So today we are going to look into other factors, yeah. All right, this is just to recap from the first sharing by Didi Go Seng Huat, which he shared about how to know a true-hearted friend. Yeah, it is sometimes we meet each other, first impression, we have very good impression of a new friend, but it is through long time of association. Only then we are able to see the real nature of that person. Is he really a good friend to you? Is he a person who brings you up to be a better person as a friend, or otherwise? Yeah. So in Tana Sutta, there are 4 things that the Buddha actually reminded. How do you know this person is a good friend to you? Yeah, it is through these 4 ways. Yeah, the first one is through living with this person for a certain time, then you will know his moral virtue. Yeah, sometimes we just meet together for a short while, and then we don't really see this person in full nature unless we live with them. So we spend a lot of time together. Sometimes we go for trips, 3 days, 4 days together, living together. Then we get to know this person better. So the Buddha say it's really when you live with that person, then you know his moral virtue. Yeah. For example, moral virtue you can gauge is whether this person is a very kind one, or is he selfish? Does he talk bad about other people, or does he respect you and other people? So you can see from this friend's behavior after living with him for some time or associating with him for a long time. Yeah. And the second one is through dealing with this person, especially when dealing with money. We could be very good friends, but when it comes with dealing with money, for example, sharing of expenses when we go out for lunch, or we decide to partner up and venture into business, then you can see whether this person is honest or not when it comes to money. Yeah, so it's through like dealing or business transactions, then you are able to see the nature of this person, whether he's honest or not. The third one is through adversity. On good times, we have good friends coming and sharing laughter, smiles, and stories and beautiful moments together. But when something doesn't go right, for example, you were planning to go for a trip together with your good friend, and during the trip, you missed the plan, for example, because you were late. Okay, so you missed the plan. So how would your friend respond? This is the adversity time. Then you can see, is this person very patient, or is he very negative? Just lose temper and walk off, or he will try to find ways to look for the next flight. Try to improve the situation instead of just losing tempo. And the fourth one is through discussing with each other, sharing of our thoughts. Then you can see whether this person is wise or not. Yeah. For example, is this person easily influenced by anger? He's very moody. Depends on his mood of the day. Then he will make certain decision. So if that is the case, then this person just acts according to the situation or the mood. Then he's not acting based on wise discernment. It means on his wisdom. Yeah. So friends who are not wise, they may also influence us to make reckless decisions. We also become reckless, we become emotional in dealing with daily challenges. So that's why it is important for us to see the people we associate with, because they have a great influence on us. So are they true-hearted or not? So we look at these four aspects. Yeah. So the Buddha also say this understanding arises after a long time. It's not a short time. By one who is attentive, not by one who is inattentive, by the wise, not a dullard. So sometimes a friend can be very generous with his kind words to us. So we feel very comfortable associating with them. But the thing is, this person may have some ulterior motive in trying to take advantage of certain things. So if you are not attentive, not wise enough to see beyond the sweet talk, then you are easily taken for granted or taken advantage by this person who is not a real friend to you. So for us, we should be, likewise, be a true-hearted friend to another person. Yeah, just as we would like to discern whether this person is a good friend to us, at the same time, we also look into ourselves and ask, are we a true-hearted friend to another person? Yeah, so this is the introduction and recap on the earlier sharing by my fellow friends. So I'd like to move on to the next one, which is, let's do a polling. Yeah, I have some scenarios which I'd like you to take some time to think of a good friend, a really, really good friend. It's not just an acquaintance or a friend which is not so close. So bring to mind one person or two persons who are really good friends and close friends to you. And I'm going to give some scenarios, and you can, based on the scenario, relate it to your personal experience, something which is similar, not exactly as the scenario I give. It can be something similar, relate to your personal experience, and then answer the questions. Okay, let's go through. The first question is, your friend Anna loves Indian food while you love Chinese food. Yeah. So the answers, I can see 46% say I don't mind having Indian food with Anna. So you are very giving in that sense. The second one is, we have 4% answer, I convinced Anna to go for Chinese food with me most of the time. So there could be other reasons, Sometimes it's not just preference, it's because of health reason, this person cannot take Indian food. So we understand. And we have equally more participants, 50% says we take turns choosing our preferred dining place. So it's a give and take, very balanced and well-balanced friendship, I must say. Okay, wonderful. So let's go for the second question. So your best friend needs help to bring him, because he can't drive, to the clinic every day for 7 days. So it's a big help he needs, yeah? And he asks you, wow, I see you have 90% says I agree to help him. I will adjust my own errand schedule to accommodate his request. That means you go all out of your way to help your friend in need. Very wonderful. Yeah. Another person say, another 3% or 6% choose arrange and pay for a cab service for him. Could be you don't drive, or could be you really have some responsibilities that you cannot, cannot let go. Or the third one is just decline with apology since I have my regular errand to run, so I'm not willing to change my schedule. Okay. Now let's go to question number 3. This is about sharing secrets. Anna just shared about her financial problem, and would you tell another friend who is a mutual friend? So some people don't feel anything about, sharing this information, because since we are friends anyway, 3 of us are friends, so I don't see any problem. But 92% says no, I don't know if Anna wants to let others know about her financial trouble. All right, thank you very much for the poll. So the first quality of a good friend, there are 7 altogether, which I'm going to share today. The first one is he gives what is difficult to give. Yeah. Sharing the last piece of chocolate, or even giving up his last piece of chocolate for you, even though he's hungry. Yeah. He's not selfish or stingy to his friend, and he shares with an open and generous heart. So this is just like one of the questions I asked just now about the person who needs help for 1 whole week, so that you can bring him to the clinic, drive him to the clinic. So that is something to give your time, right? Because it's really a commitment of, at least maybe like 1 or 2 hours, and every day for 7 days. So a true friend is someone who actually gives what is difficult to give. And what are the things that are difficult to give? Let's look at some of the things that, which are very difficult for us to give to a friend. The first one is your prized possession, some things that you hold dearly. It could be large sum of money. If your friend asks to borrow 50 ringgit, you may be able to borrow him, lend it to him happily, But when your friend asks to lend him 10,000 ringgit, are you willing to lend him or not? Because it's difficult, right? Because of the large sum. Sometimes it's not the value of the possession, but it's how much you're attached to that possession. How dearly you hold to the things that you like while your friend asks for it. So sometimes it's difficult to give up. So as a friend, sometimes we look at this friend need it more than us. So then we may be able to give up more easily. Yeah, looking at the friend's need. The second one that is difficult to give is our body organs, such as blood, tissues, organs. That's why there are not many people who are willing to pledge organ donation, not just for strangers, even to friends. Some friends who have like kidney failure, liver failure, then are we actually ready as a friend to consider even to donate our body organ to this friend? Yeah, so it's not easy to give our body organs. And the third one is time. As I said, just now, one of the case study is to fetch your friend to the clinic for 7 days. So that means every day you may spend about 2 hours. So are you willing to give your time to your friend or not to help him out? And what's difficult to give? Our attention and care. Yeah. So sometimes when we have friends who are having some problems in their life and they need listening ear, sometimes we listen to this friend once, twice, okay. Third time, then we try to avoid, because it's like, I don't have the patience to listen to this person. Now, if you are a good friend, then you are willing to spend your time and also your attention on this friend, so that you can help this friend to overcome and relieve his stress. Yeah. So this is difficult to give, yeah, our attention and care. And of course, life. Are you willing to give up your life for your friend? This cartoon actually says it all. Yeah? Sure, you climb the highest mountain, swim the deepest sea, but would you take a bullet for me? Yeah, that's the test of a true friend. So the second quality that I'm going to share is he does what is difficult to do. What does that mean? What is difficult to do? That means things that you need to put in a lot of effort. And sometimes it causes inconvenience to you as well. And sometimes the things that you do, it may be not a very good environment. That means you feel uncomfortable in that environment when you do that for your friend. But as a true friend, this person is willing to do what is difficult to do. For example, if you have experience, some person will go out of his way to help you as your driver day in, day out. Or for example, if like you and your good friend work in the same area, okay, or same office, so you offer to fetch your friend to the office and come back day in, day out for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. No, willingly do it to help your friend, no, to fetch him to the office and come back because your friend does not have a transportation, cannot afford, or he does not have a driving license. So you're willing to help him for a long period of time. And sometimes it's not a straight line going to the office. You may have to detour a little bit to fetch him, only then go to the office. So that means you may have to come out from your house much earlier, maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes earlier, go out of your way to fetch your friend. So to help a friend, you actually do what is difficult to do. You need to get ready earlier than your friend. Yeah. And also, sometimes it's hard when your friend is a bit stubborn to change his bad habit. So as a friend, you would like to advise him and also to prevent him from going astray. So to prevent your friend from doing stupid decision, to prevent your friend from doing unwholesome actions. So when you want to persuade your friend may not listen to you. He may not welcome your advice at all and say harsh words back to you. He's not welcoming you, not welcoming your advice as well. So whether you will consider, whether I should intervene or not, whether I should advise or not. If I advise, then he won't listen. He will not give me a pleasant face. So why should I trouble myself? Sometimes we will think this way. But as a good friend, then we are willing to endure this difficult condition and still go ahead to prevent our friend from going astray by doing the needful to advise him, to persuade him, by showing him the way which is to heaven or to a better place, a better wholesome state. So this is based on Sigalovada Sutta in DN 31. A true friend is someone who shows you the way to heaven. It means to happiness. To happiness means to wholesome actions. Yeah. So then let's look at number 3. The third quality of a good friend is he tolerates what is difficult to tolerate. Specifically, if this friend is sometimes he can be quite hot-tempered. He can speak very harsh words. But this friend is a truly good friend who is loyal, who is helpful in other ways. It's just that he's hot-tempered. in his personality. So his words sometimes very harsh and unkind to you. So you can tolerate him. You can tolerate his harsh words. So a good friend does not back out just because he doesn't treat you well in certain situation. So he tolerates what's difficult to tolerate. So he puts up with your mood and also ill-spoken words. Okay, so this is the quality of a good friend, which means that this person is able to embrace your personality, whether it's good ones or bad ones. He's able to embrace it. Okay, and the fourth one is his secrets he reveals. It means he confides in you about his secret. So that goes back to our poll questions number 3. When Anna tells you about her financial trouble, then would you tell Kenny, who is a mutual friend? Yeah. Now, so if we think of ourselves when we want to confide to another person, do we feel comfortable if our friend tells our secret to another person? Most likely we don't feel comfortable, right? Even though to our mutual friend also. I would rather be the person who tell rather than being told by another person. Yeah. So that's why as a good friend, then we should be loyal and also keeping our, our promises, especially keeping the secrets of our friend. Yeah, because a friend is a source of strength to each other. Yeah, not just providing a listening ear, we also keep his secret free, safe. So we give a good moral support by being a good listener. Listen only, but don't talk out to other people. Don't reveal to other people. Okay. So in return, when this person, he trusts you, then he reveals his secret to you. So you feel safe with this person. And then the fifth one is your secrets he keeps. So in return, this is that means it works both ways. You keep his secret and he also keeps your secret. So this is a healthy and balanced friendship. So now I'd like to ask you all to type in the chat, what are the characteristics of a confidant? A confidant means a person who keeps your secret, which you feel safe with him and you know that he will not tell your secrets to another person. Can you type in the chat? Let's see. What are the characteristics of a good confidant? Yeah, we first say honest person. Someone laconic. Long-term friendship, loyal, honest, trustworthy, all right, caring, trustworthy, considerate, yes, good moral and honest, keeping promises, yes, helpful, okay, wise, knowledgeable, no big mouth, yeah, I agree with you, empathy, compassionate, honest. All right, any more? Please type in your answer. What are the characteristics of a confidant? Okay, so I can see there are many repeat words, especially honest, trustworthy. yeah, compassionate and empathy, yeah, no big mouth, kind, wise, and knowledgeable, and helpful, and keeping promises. So you can see this person who is a good listener and does not gossip, correct? So this person can keep secret. So normally we call this person a good person or a person with integrity. Yeah. So what does the Buddha have to say about a person of integrity? So what are the characteristics of a person with integrity? Yeah, in the Sikkhapada Sutta, the Buddha say, and which is the person of integrity? There is the case where a certain individual abstains from taking life, abstains from taking what is not given, abstains from sexual misconduct, abstains from telling lies, and abstains from taking distilled and fermented drinks that causes heedlessness. This is called a person of integrity. So in short, that is a person who keeps the 5 precepts. What are the 5 precepts? Again, let's repeat. Yeah? A person who does not kill. No? So because he keeps the no killing precept, he does not want to harm you as well, right? And this person also does not take what is not given. He doesn't take your possessions without your consent. So you feel safe with this person, right? You know this person is honest. He doesn't steal. He doesn't take advantage of you. So he's a person who is honest. So you feel safe of this friend. And a person who does not conduct sexual misconduct with your partner, so you feel safe with your partner and with your friend. So that's why you don't create enemies. Yeah. Fourth one is no false speech. That means no lying, no gossiping. That means your secrets are safe with him. So this person has integrity if he keeps the 4th precept of no false speech. And this person does not take intoxicant that cause heedlessness. It means this person does not, do stupid things when he get drunk. He doesn't get drunk. So that is how he keeps his mind clear and also calm and peaceful. So a person who keeps the 5 precepts are called a person with integrity. So this is what the Buddha say. So in return, when we reflect on ourselves, do we keep our precepts? Because if we keep our precepts well, that means your friends will feel safe when they are around you because they know you will not go and harm them with these kind of actions of killing, of stealing, of sexual misconduct, of false speech, and of heedlessness. Yeah, okay. So, and in Dhammapada, verse 54, Ananda was asking the Buddha, the flowers are so fragrant because daily there are devotees who come to the Buddha's dwelling place and they will give flowers. So the flowers are very fragrant. When the wind blows, then the fragrance will just travel according to the direction of the wind. So then Ananda asked, now you can smell the fragrance of the flower when the wind blows to that direction. What kind of fragrance smell you can smell even without the wind blowing towards that direction? So then the Buddha actually explained, he said, the fragrance of flowers blows not against the wind, nor does sandalwood, no tagara, no jasmine, but the fragrance of the good blows against the wind. The true individual sweetens every quarter. So it's the personality of a person. No matter where he is, if he keeps his virtue, then this person is a virtuous person in any situation. So this is just like the virtue is just like the fragrance that blows against the wind. You can still feel it. Yeah. So in adversity, if this person is still keeping his good moral virtue, then this person is still upright. He is still a noble person in any situation. So it's just like the Buddha who is born in the samsara, but he has attained full enlightenment. So he is not bound by the attachment that leads to suffering. So the Buddha is just like a fragrance that travels everywhere against the wind, against samsara. He's still fragrant because his virtue is perfect. Okay, so now in this Sapurisa Sutta, the Buddha actually gives a summary on, a person of integrity. The gods protect one who is guided by principle, who uses their wealth for the welfare of the many, one who is learned with precepts and observances intact and steady in principle, doesn't lose their reputation. So in short, firm in principle. Principle here refers to virtue, accomplished in ethic conduct, truthful, conscientious, like a pendant of river gold. Who is worthy to criticize them? Even the gods praise them, and by Brahma too, they are praised. It's just like a person, if he is kind-hearted, he is wholesome, then he will have a lot of friends coming to support him. So that is the meaning of this, if he keeps his precept, he observes his precept intact, it means he doesn't harm other people, then he attracts a lot of friends and a lot of support. So when in times of trouble, then it is more likely he will be supported by his good karma and good virtue. Yeah?
Is a person considered not close if he decline with apology?
Yeah, I think if let's say I'm Kenny and I ask my good friend and this person just declined with apologies. So I don't think I want to quickly judge him to say he is not a good friend to me. It could be he could not make arrangement to accommodate my request. It could be that way. Yeah. But at the same time, when we look at the other side of the coin, if I were the person who has been asked by Kenny, so am I a person who actually value myself as number one very strongly, where even when people ask, as soon as I know that time I have something on, then straight away I will decline. I will not find a way to accommodate my friends or consider my friends' requests. So some people are like that. To them, they put themselves as priority very strongly. For another good friend, a person who is a good friend, then he is willing to accommodate another person, to help that person. So that is the characteristic of a good friend, because we also wish to have a friend who would like to accommodate us, right? Imagine we are the one who need help. So if we have someone who is willing to put down their responsibility or errands, or they make arrangement, and despite the inconveniences, they come here to help us. So do you feel blessed to have these kind of friends? It's a blessing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's how we think in this way. If we wish to have this kind of friend, then are we willing to be that kind of friend itself?
In what ways quality of friends in this whole Dharma course, is it applied to siblings, father, mother, and spouse as well?
I think it will be depends on situation. But it is more for friends which are without direct blood relation. Because I think blood relationship, like our sibling, our parents, we have stronger attachment. So whatever happens to them, we tend to get worried easier. Do you agree with that? Because of stronger attachment, yeah? And sometimes we get angry with them more easily because of our strong attachment. As for friends, they can be your very strong support, just like your mother and father are your strong support to you, but the attachment is much less. So your friend may not worry about you that much, so they can give you more logical or more objective advice sometimes, because they are not, strongly attached to you. That is why sometimes you rather talk to your friend about your worries instead of you talk to your spouse or your sibling or your children or your parents. It's because of the strong attachment. Actually, it's a kind of defilement, or it's a kind of obstacles that help you to consider rationally in certain situations. So a friendship with someone who does not have blood relationship or direct blood relationship, that is, I think, basically what is our focus here in this course.
Agree with this, Richard, because I feel friends and family, they are more emo.
More
when they give
emo, that's
advice
right. Why are we
than
more
friends.
emo? Because we are more attached.
Attached and more loving they have on us and expectation on us as well.
Yeah, expectation.
Yeah.
For
okay.
friends, less expectation.
Yeah. Then they listen more than they talk more.
Why can they do that? It's because they have less attachment to you. So they have less baggage with you. That's why they can be more objective. Now let's try 2 more questions from Paul B. All right, okay. First question is, your good friend Kenny suddenly suffered a stroke. He was hospitalized and underwent intensive treatment. What would you do? Okay, 45% says visit and keep him company at the hospital. 22% says ask him if he needs any financial help for his treatment. None says send him a WhatsApp message or call him wishing him speedy recovery. 33% says do chanting and share metta with Kenny, wishing him good health. Okay, wonderful. Because I also expect if you have a choice, you would choose all, right? Instead of one, you choose all. Okay, so I purposely put it as a single choice, is because from these 4 choices, some need more effort than the others. So that's why if you choose visit and keep him company in the hospital, it means you are willing to give your time and also to help this person in the hospital. You know, he may be needing help for cleaning, for ordering food, for feeding, for helping, need help to go to the toilet, things like that. So you need to give more of your time and effort to this friend. And ask him he needs any financial help for his treatment. So that means you are worried whether he can afford to pay for the bills or not, the hospital bill. So you're willing to help. Okay, so you are willing to give what is difficult to give. Okay, send him a WhatsApp message or call him wishing him speedy recovery. This one shows concerns, but it takes very little effort. And number 4 is do chanting and share metta. This one also doesn't take a lot of effort, or monetary effort or physical effort. So it's also kind thoughts. These are good thoughts. Yeah. So I'm not saying there is no good. These are all very good. Of course, if we can, we do all four lah. That is the characteristic of a good friend. Okay, let's go to the second question. Yeah. This one is very interesting. Anna suffered a huge loss in her stock investment. She has been feeling down lately, and you have been calling and visiting her, but she declined your invitation to talk or go out together. So what would you do? So 12% say I feel dejected, so I stopped calling her. 39% say I stopped calling her because I respect her wish. 49% doesn't give up. You don't give up. You continue to contact this person, your good friend, and is ever willing to give a listening ear whenever she wants. Okay, thank you. This is a real case, actually. Question number 2. It happens to my good friend who actually fell in her business. She lost a lot of money, and then she closed her business. Okay, so it was her first attempt to do business, and she failed and lost a lot of money, and some of the money is she borrowed from her parents. So she felt so bad about it, you know. And after failing in business, closing down, she just stayed at home, very depressed. So I would call her once a while, every week. In fact, I will ask her, let's go out for lunch, let's go out for breakfast. I come to your house. I would say, I'll come to your house. Let's have a chat, catch up with each other. Every time she would decline. So when I was rejected, I felt dejected, very dejected. And I almost give up on my good friend. So I told myself, I don't want to call her anymore. But after 1 week, I cannot help myself. I call her again because I worry about her. You know, is she still alone and depressed? So week after week, I call her. It took me 1 year plus. Finally, I could get her to come out and start talking again. So I didn't give up on her. Yeah, so I think if you really treasure that friend, you won't give up on the person. So the 6th quality of a good friend is in misfortune, he forsakes you not. That means he does not give up on you. So this is a true story from this Glad Awakening book, yeah, published by the Cradle. This book, it contains 26 real-life stories, and the first story talks about Dhamma in 18 feet. So this story is about a group of friends who went to India to climb Mount Everest and the ABC, go to the base camp. So along the way, one of the young ladies, a very fit one, but she actually suffered from acute mountain sickness. So she couldn't walk further. You know, she was hallucinating, exhausted, and then emotional at the same time. So the author of this story, he actually encouraged her to walk, and then until even 100 feet away from the tip of the base camp, this girl just stopped. She couldn't walk one step further. So this friend actually encouraged her, bring her along, hold her hand, bring her along, and walk the last 100 feet together with her, so that this young girl can also arrive at the peak of ABC, the base camp. As they descended, at one point, this lady also stopped at one place and couldn't walk and return to to go back to their hotel, because she was already suffering from serious acute mountain sickness. So again, this friend actually piggybacked her to the next hotel, descend, because they need to go down so that the acute mountain sickness symptom will go away. So imagine you work day in and day out, you're so exhausted already. Now you have to carry another person who is at least 90 pounds and more on your back, and you walk down the mountain. Both of them could have died, because of the harsh environment, not used to the extreme cold, extreme thin air. But this friend does not forsake this young lady in times of danger. So he's willing to give up his life for a friend. So that's a true friend. Yeah, so he gives what is difficult to give, and in misfortune, he forsakes you not. So this kind of friends are not easy to encounter. So you have one, treasure them. The next story I'd like to share is the Buddha, knowing that Angulimala is collecting, fingertips for his teacher, because his teacher asked Angulimala to collect 1,000 fingertips. Only then he recognized Angulimala as his true student and is willing to teach him, to accept him. So as Angulimala was collecting the last one, final one, he couldn't find anyone else, because anyone at the sight of him will run away, because they know Angulimala would gladly kill just to get one finger for the person. So that morning, Angulimala actually saw his mother coming to him, and he is blinded by the mission of collecting the 1,000 fingers. He is willing to kill his own mother just to collect that finger. So the Buddha that morning, he was able to see this in his survey of the world as he woke up. So he walked towards the jungle and confronted Angulimala, so that Angulimala was able to see the Buddha. Then Angulimala said, "Oh, I can see another person." Quickly, I ran to that person and trying to get that finger. So the Buddha used his psychic power so that no matter how fast Angulimala is chasing after the Buddha, he couldn't catch up with the Buddha. Yeah, so it is through use this very unique method that the Buddha was able to tell Angulimala, stop. It's not stop running or stop chasing, but stop killing. So Angulimala, because of these circumstances, he was able to listen to the Buddha, because he found that the Buddha is an extraordinary person whom no matter how much he runs, he cannot chase after. So then he's willing to listen to the Buddha. So the Buddha here also is a person who does not forsake anyone who is in trouble. Like Angulimala killing so many people, harming so many people, he is doing bad karma, bad actions, which will bring bad consequences. So Angulimala is in trouble, and the Buddha does not forsake him. He comes to Angulimala and teach him the proper way to happiness, that is to stop the killing. Right? So the Buddha himself is a true friend, because he does not forsake one who is in trouble. Now, the last quality of a good friend is he does not look down on you when you fail. Yeah, he's willing to help you and encourage you. So he does not criticize or speak with sarcasm. He doesn't, criticize you or make fun of you. So that means this person is not just a fair weather person. He is a good friend to you when you are facing good days and you are also facing bad days. So he's a true friend. Yeah. So in summary, these 7 qualities are actually found in Metta Sutta, Anguttara Nikaya 7.35, where the Buddha actually gives a summary. He gives what is beautiful and hard to give, does what is hard to do, endures painful, ill-spoken words. His secrets he tells you, your secrets he keeps. When misfortunes strike, he doesn't abandon you. When you are down and out, he doesn't look down on you. A person in whom these traits are found is a friend to be cultivated by anyone wanting a friend. So you can see this last verse is very, very important. The Buddha say, if we are looking for a true friend, these are the qualities, the 7 qualities. But if you want to look for a good friend, then we should ourselves cultivate it. If we want a friend with these qualities, then we should cultivate these qualities ourselves first. So, as you can see, the Buddha is very wise, admonishing us not to look outside, but to look inside. So I will end with today's sharing with a cartoon, Kevin and Hobbes. Thank you very much.